Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is November the 20th, 2018. Strong hand. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Offended by selling. Oh, yes, I am. Be a unique beast. I said that in another video of mine once. All right, let's jump right into this show. My last show from Santiago before I fly back to Baltimore later today. So we got to do it early. Wake up, East Coast. All right, so Andreas Antonopoulos had a tweet that he meant to be inspirational, and it's linked below. Everything I talk about in this video is linked to below. You can get t-shirts, Trezors, all sorts of stuff, affiliate links below. All right, but what he said was, whatever your reason for being in crypto, now is the time for compassion, patience, respect. Lots of people have lost lots of money recently, and it is not helpful to make empty promises, share bleepy memes, I'm not going to say that word, or criticize others, or criticize others' choices. Hashtag be kind or shut up. Well, I don't believe with that. I don't believe in telling people to shut up. And my point in sharing that is that, yeah, well, you should be nice to people always. I mean, why? I mean, if there's a nice person, be nice, treat a person as they treat you, try to respect people and be nice. But he says that lots of people have lost lots of money recently. Huh? What? What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that. Because let me tell you something, Andreas. I mean, I have more Bitcoin today than I had last week, actually. So how did I lost money? If you still had the same amount of Bitcoin that you had last week, then you didn't lose money. Now, if you're talking to people who are trading Bitcoin and got wrecked that way with losing Bitcoin, well, then, yeah, people lost money. But I have a feeling you're kind of talking to people, that value their wealth in fiat. Now, Andreas, you got to value your wealth in Bitcoin. You get paid in Bitcoin, Andreas. So I just wanted to clear it up. Maybe you did mean people who lost Bitcoin. But I get this feeling because there's a lot of people out there, oh, I lost so much money this week. I lost so much. If you still have the same amount of Bitcoin, what's the problem here? I don't understand. You see, I practice what I preach. I love Bitcoin. I know this is the future, and I have more Bitcoin than I did last week, actually. For a reason, a very funny reason, actually. I ended up, and I won't go into the whole story, with some free BSV, Bcash Satoshi's Vision is called. It's appropriate that its little tag is B. It starts with BS, BSV, because it is BS. But this total BS coin that I got for free, I turned that, the first chance I had, I turned that into Bitcoin, baby. So, I mean, this week's been pretty darn good to me. I have more Bitcoin than I did previously. And again, if you get caught up in the fiat madness, then it will drive you mad, probably. I mean, again, you got to practice what you preach, and I do. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin equals 1 Bitcoin. Hey man, I'm always trying to get more of it, baby. So yeah, even Andreas is not perfect. I guess that tweet is showing, unless he is. But I mean, yeah. I'm pretty sure he's feeling bad for the people who bought, at the 15,000, and now it's whatever it is, and they feel like they didn't lose a darn thing if they still have the same amount of Bitcoin. For God's sakes, pound that freaking like button, baby. All right, so yeah, I'm going up to Baltimore, but unfortunately, the New Orleans conference that was supposed to be on the 3rd and the 4th got moved. It's probably moved to President's Day weekend or something like that. I am, if you're going to that, they'll update you, I guess. I'm not going to be around for the the date they moved it to. If it's in February, I'm not going to be around. I mean, if they move it again, then I will. But anyway, they're again, if you're planning on going, you probably got an email that it got moved. So no, I will not be speaking in New Orleans because there would be no event now on the 3rd and the 4th of December. I will be in LA still, in Los Angeles, on December 5th to December 12th, and then I will be in Tel Aviv, Israel, starting the 13th of December, and I'll be there into 2019. And of course, I'm pumped about 2019. I'm pumped about every year. 2019, 2020, yeah. It's good to be alive, baby. All right. So when Trace Mayer was on my show the other day, and you got to check out the archives below, disruptmeister.com. Follow me at TechBalt, TECHBALT, on Twitter. It's all linked to below. He mentioned a little gold compared to Bitcoin type of statement. And Zentags actually tweeted this out before Trace mentioned it on my show. And you can check it out below. In 1.5 years, in 1.5 years, Bitcoin's inflation rate will be lower than gold's. Well, for all you gold and holders out there, it's just another way to transition. If you had a strong hand with gold all this time, now it's time to upgrade to gold 2.0. All right. Just so after yesterday's show, you got to check out with Rocky Palumbo. We were talking about storage devices and talking about how Trace mentioned very complex, a very good and very safe method of storing your Bitcoin, but one that if you can make a lot of mistakes on it, it's really just for experts like Trace for now. So we were talking about storage devices, and then right I think during the show, coincidentally enough, Trezors sent out a post warning people that there are fake Trezors out there right now. They're not sending them out. So if you order your Trezor from the Trezor company, you're in good shape. But they have a blog post about the fake ones that are coming out of China, and they show you the differences. You do not want to get a fake one, not at all. Okie dokie. Yeah, this week in Bitcoin, it's going to be good this week. A lot of Americans are already starting to take off. So a lot of you international people who are watching this right now, because all the Americans are asleep, unless you're in on the East Coast, I guess. You're going to see Americans kind of drop off the scene this week because they're already taking off for Thanksgiving. Oh no, Adam Meister will be here every day of the week, even though I'm getting on a flight for like 12 hours very soon. But the point of me why the heck am I talking about Thanksgiving? Where I just lost my place in this darn. Why was I going to bring up Thanksgiving? Oh, yeah, This Week in Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm still doing This Week in Bitcoin. It'll be, I think, at noon. I believe it'll be at noon on Friday. I'll update everyone on that. It'll be at a reasonable time for the East Coast people. Is it 11 or I don't have it written down in front of me. But good guests are going to be on it. BTC Benny is going to be on. So I think it's at noon. But yeah, so there'll be an international crew of guests. Americans don't want to, like, the day after Thanksgiving, they don't want to work it. Well, I'm not going to make generalizations, but it's harder to get people Americans the day after Thanksgiving. And then next Friday will also be a very all-star every week. Best guest in the space on this show. Best freaking guest in the space. I mean, Trace Mayer ripped it up, baby. But these next 2 weeks are going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun on This Week in Bitcoin. Okay. So all these people, for a while, there have been all these sideliner type no-coiner people saying, well, Bitcoin's too expensive, dude. It's too expensive. I'm waiting till it's to 5,000 or 4,000. Okay. No-coiner excuse person. Are you buying now? Are you buying? I see a lot of people selling. Are you buying? Because this is your chance. Or are you just going to like have it'll be the year 2021 and you'll have an excuse why you didn't buy it now? I mean, are you just an excuse maker? I mean, this is put your money where your mouth is. For all the people who were talking about when Bitcoin was $19,000 saying, oh, it's got to be a fourth of this price, a fifth of this price. That's when I'll get in. Okay, here you go. Or in 2021, you're just going to be making up. There'll be some other story like, I didn't like the shirt Adam was wearing, so I didn't buy for a year. I mean, okay, Chris Black, who will, Yeah, Chris is going to be on the Chris Black will be on my show soon. I forgot if it's this. He'll be on one of the This Week in Bitcoin shows. I think it's actually, yeah, in 2 weeks, Chris will be on the show. But he has a tweet out there showing a Newsweek cover that's talking about consensus. There's an article in Newsweek, and it's on the cover. Hey, so crypto is slowly seeping into the mainstream there. Good. That's great. That's good. Covers of, I didn't even know Newsweek even, I don't, where do they sell Newsweek now? I don't even know. Magazines, old school. Magazines are like gold. They'll still be around, but yeah, people read their articles on the internet now, just like how they'll be, digital gold, Bitcoin. All right. Simon Dixon, who was on the show recently, check out the archives. He's always a blast to have on the show. And he has a series of tweets, because I have this feeling that people ask him about specific cryptos all the time. So he just decided to have a series of, because people ask me about, like, what do you think about Litecoin? He has a series of tweets just saying what he thinks about these coins. And he said, and remember, I see there's a lot of people in the chat. I only see the super chats. So, I see a bunch of people are in there, but if you have a question, do the super chat, I'll answer it. But yeah, this is what he says about about Ripple. So here, we're going to talk about a little bit of Ripple here. I find this hilarious, some of the Ripple stuff going on. But Simon really sums it up nicely. XRP in a tweet, a token that allows Ripple, the company, to pretend it's in the crypto sector and fool banks into thinking they are cool by using a blockchain. The company may disrupt SWIFT, but XRP has very little to do with that. Speculators think XRP is the company, so they buy. I mean, who would even want to buy? Why would even people want a centralized company crypto? It is so like 1997 intranet. Go back to 1997 and play on the intranet with your XRP and pound that freaking like button. All right. So again, but you're not going to do that. There are these people that are buying Ripple. People are buying. Kids are buying. I don't know. I hope they're kids. I mean, if you're an adult and you're buying Ripple and Stellar and all, and maybe these non-mineable coins, they're like, well, they can't be attacked by fake Satoshi or sharks. So maybe that's the new thing. Centralized pre-mined coins. Yeah. It's just a blip on the radar. Okay. A blip on. I've seen, these altcoins all have ridiculous pumps for ridiculous reasons and have ridiculous hype around them, again, for just centralized pre-mined reasons. So yeah, the Ripple army is, I think, a little louder these days. They didn't go down as much as Bitcoin. Great. You value your wealth in pennies, apparently. Very nice. You value your wealth in your pennies. I'll value my wealth in my Bitcoin. And we'll see in the long term. And thinking of the opposite of long term, that's Ripple here. Not surprisingly, under a Crypto Man Rand thread, where he's now he likes Ripple, Crypto Man. Rand is like so freaking impulsive, Or I mean, he talks about what's ever popular. He's a guy on TV. I mean, I've been on the show. He's been on my show. He was nice on my show. Nice to me on his show. But I mean, so he's like the kiss of death for some of these things. I mean, and whatever. He's doing well with the show though. So I think that's what he cares about. But this tweet was under a tweet of his, and this is a real tweet from a real person called Railroaded MI. So maybe he lives in Michigan. Dude, just sold a portion of Ethereum and Bitcoin for Ripple. Not missing this train. You would give up your precious Bitcoin for Ripple, and then and think this is the train. You're about to get trained, if you know what that is. We try to keep it family friendly here. Sorry for that reference, but kids won't understand. Anyway, this tweet is the complete opposite of long-term thinking. It's the very definition of impulsive. But this should also give like every 6-tier altcoiner hope that their coin will pump again also, because such ignorance is out there that people are willing to buy anything. I mean, there is amazing 80% ignorance in the space, but hey, and that will always be there. It will always lead to altcoin pumps. It's cyclical. You know, some of them are dead forever. They'll be alive, but they'll never reach their other. I'm not going to predict which ones are going to be repumped again. That's not my job. My job is to hold freaking Bitcoin and have a freaking strong hand to be the apex predator of cryptocurrencies. That's Bitcoin's job. All right. Tour de Meester has another tweet out there. And I have actually retweeted this in the past. This is an old tweet of his. He retweeted his old tweet. I mentioned it on the show in the past. But today's a good day. You know, the day before Thanksgiving is a good day to mention this. The hold attitude requires psychological and emotional work. The unprepared investor cannot sit tight. Only the one who has worked to imagine the market relentlessly punching him in the face. All right? So that's how you prepare yourself to be a strong hand holder, by imagining the market relentlessly punching you in the face and you doing nothing. Most people have to do something. They can't sit tight. They'll give up their Bitcoin. The 20%ers, the strong handers, the people who aren't impulsive, the long-term thinkers who could defer gratification. I mean, you could, in fiat terms, you can keep punching us in the face and we just smile and our faces stay beautiful. And hey, we got the strong hands, and in the long run, we hold. So yeah, check out that tweet if you need to be inspired. Because again, there have been people telling me this week, they have sold, or they thought about selling. Their hands have become weak. Again, you still have the same amount of Bitcoin. So yeah, we talked about Tour de Meester. Oh, no. We got another Tour de Meester here. Well, first of all, the lovely Nouriel Rubini, he's got another classic out there. An article. This is an actual article of his. Just came out. Why central bank digital currencies will destroy cryptocurrencies. Yes, why the internet would destroy the internet. Yeah. But Tor, he changes it into why search engines created by governments will outcompete the free market solutions. Again, that's basically what Nouriel is saying. Why central bank digital currencies will destroy cryptocurrencies. It's just like someone saying why search engines created by the governments will outcompete free market solutions. No, we laugh at the way Tour de Meester phrased it, but Nouriel gets published. You know, anyway, we'll look back on that in like 3 years and be laughing our butts off, if not in like 3 months. Well, those of us that are 20%ers, we're already laughing at it within 3 seconds. So Matt Odell has a tweet out there. In 10 years, the difference between 0.00051 dollars per Satoshi and 0.00028 dollars per Satoshi will be so negligible it won't even be worth mentioning. So that's the amount in the Satoshi has gone down in fiat recently, and he's right. In 10 years from now, the point is we will be looking back on this and saying Bitcoin went down or a Satoshi went down that much in terms of dollars, and people were worried. Because in the future, a Satoshi, man, it might be like a penny or something like that in terms of dollars. A Satoshi is going to be worth a lot more if you value your wealth in fiat. After the 2028 halving, a Satoshi, it'll be people be valuing stuff in Satoshis. I'm talking about valuing stuff in Bitcoin. So that's a bright future type of tweet from Matt Odell. I see R. Rafterman sent me $2 in the super chat. Thanks, dude. I came up with the way price is valuable. Well, tell me, R. Rafterman, what is? I came up with the way price is valuable. He says. All right. Well, thank you, R. Rafterman. Thank you for the $2. Thank you for your statement. I also see JC from South Africa is in the freaking chat. What's up, JC? I've met that dude in person when I was in Johannesburg. How you doing, South Africa? This is a really good time for the show, isn't it? You're probably not going to get this too often until I'm in Israel. You'll love it when I'm in Israel because that's the same time, basically the same time zone. All right, so Kraken, the Kraken exchange. They've warned people about Bcash SV. That it's, I mean, I linked to their blog post below. You can check it out, and and this actually sums it up, the whole SV nightmare. This guy Jose Angel tweeted the following thing out: as a regular buyer, how in the world would I feel any motivation to buy anything coming from a person with so many titles and behaving like this? Does anyone want to lose money? So he's referring to fake Satoshi with all his titles, yet he's behaving like and cursing like a foul-mouthed 13-year-old. I mean, who would want to buy a product where the head of that product, it behaves that way? I mean, again, consumers make pretty logical decisions in terms of their products. They're not going to buy a lemon of a product, something that's clearly being pumped by a person that's dirty, almost, that's offensive. You're just not going to buy a product. So I think the SV people, some of them are realizing that, like, our face can't be this dirty face. No one's going to want our product if it's got such a, even if we win a war, even if they won, even if they became Bcash, and they're not, who would want to be a part of that in the end of the day? So there was the whole way of going about saying we're the real Bcash, we're the real Bitcoin, was so unbelievably counterproductive. Like, it totally forgot that in order for your coin to have value and for people to use it, they're going to have to like it. They're going to have to want it. And if you have marketed it in such a way that's not even marketing, I mean, it's anti-marketing, people are going to be disgusted, won't want to touch it. The consumer means something in this space. People have to use your coin, have to buy your coin. So as I said on a previous video, the only person buying that coin is Calvin, is billionaire Calvin. Because again, I don't know. I don't think fake Satoshi even has any money. I think he's just, he leeches off of people like Calvin. He's good at that. I mean, those type of sociopaths are good at leeching off of people. But anyway, customer. So what I think is going to happen in the long run with Bcash, the whole ABC is Bcash. There's no doubt about it. And so, yeah, if you for some reason got free SV like I did, you should have dumped that thing right away. I mean, I as soon as I saw I had free SV and it could be sold, I was like, whoop. I mean, I can't believe that Calvin, because I was about to say I can't believe there are people, but I can't believe Calvin is willing to give people Bitcoin for SV. I mean, what a wonderful world we live in, where there's a billionaire that's just willing to give you real Bitcoin for this SV, which is, I mean, could literally fall apart in 1 second. I mean, an exchange is warning people not even to be very careful. You check out the link. I didn't quote the link, but it's the blog post is not a friendly blog post from Kraken, obviously. So let's see, the world where trade real why not? Okay. Okay. So what I think will happen with Bcash, obviously, one didn't please its customers with its story of hate. The other, ABC, stuck with what it has been doing and really didn't change course. And if they actually get their IPO, they could totally turn them around. I mean, right? What's a Bcash worth now? Like 5% of a Bitcoin, which is obviously terrible. They could really, you got to hand it to Rocket Man Wu. He's stuck to his guns. He's trying to go, he's going IPO or bust, basically. If he gets IPO, if he actually pulls out an IPO, I mean, it's called a Bitmain IPO, but it's an IPO for Bcash. And it will be the market, the investment market will be saying, yeah, we support Bitmain, which means we support Bcash. So I think some people will take that as bullish. But again, that might not happen. So if that doesn't happen, Bcash is in big trouble if they don't get that IPO. But I think they probably will. But SV, oh no, it's just going to be it's going to become some obscure, if it's going to exist at all. That might be the first altcoin to actually die and stop completely. But it'll just be some obscure altcoin in the future. I mean, it's whoa. You can see how what that approach has brought to a coin, and I don't think any coin will ever try that attempt again. To try to have a centralized figurehead preach about destruction for like 72 hours straight. And think that's a good idea. That'll be good for the altcoin. Not a good idea. It's been proven now. All right. Strong hand holders of last resort are really being defined these days. I mean, if you're a strong hand holder of last resort, I mean, your face, your picture is going to be in the dictionary when you look up holder of last resort. My face is going to be there. Trace, all these other dudes. You too, if you're a strong hand. I mean, it's the very definition of strong hander, holder of last resort. It is being defined right now under these conditions. Although we've been through similar conditions before, in 2015, for those of us who've been around. And again, that's why we can be such strong hands. So some of you, it might be a little harder, but it shouldn't be harder. It shouldn't be. It's you value your wealth in Bitcoin. All right, R. Afterman said it is a valuable currency in making the BTC unable for people to buy or to get out when they don't deserve it. Okay. Yeah. Well, you did don't deserve it. I mean, that's an interesting way of phrasing it. I think everyone has an option to get Bitcoin. But if you're in the mentality where you're always making excuses, then you have put yourself in a position, it's your fault that you don't deserve it. You've got the mentality that you don't deserve it deep down. Because again, everybody has the option to buy Bitcoin. So I don't want to say people don't deserve Bitcoin. They just back themselves so much into negativity that they never get Bitcoin. And that's unfortunate. That's personal responsibility. It's a new counterculture. So don't be negative. Don't be negative. Don't be an excuse maker. Be in motion. And I think you'll be happy in the long term. We'll talk about long-term thinking in a second. All right. That's for Saturday's show. What's it? All right, here we go. Last tweet of the day before and then last part of the show of the day. Bitcoin is the apex predator, as I said before, as Trace Mayer said. Check out that show is going wild. People are loving it. But there's some haters there too. But hey, I don't censor anyone, by the way. Don't censor. You can hate. I like it, man. Whatever. I'm in motion. You can't take the Meister down. So final tweet before I clean this place. Well, this place is clean, but get ready to go back to Baltimore. You'll see me in Baltimore tomorrow. Jimmy Sonic says, low time preference people resist temptation and have self-control. High time preference people do what they want in the moment and are impulsive. Fiat money makes a lot more high time preference people. Bitcoin is the path to virtue and prosperity. That is linked to below. Read it over a few times. It's what I talk about on this show basically every single day. All right. Click on the squares that you see there if you're watching this taped. Bang that bell button to get a reminder when this thing goes live. Everybody have a safe traveling time if you're traveling during Thanksgiving. It's, I'm sure Atlanta's airport tomorrow will be very crowded. I have to go through it to get back to Baltimore. Pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video. Check out the links below. I'll say hi to you guys in the chat. Bye-bye.